Last time on Square Roots, we start at his feet, where we rest and recuperate, then climb up his legs to his navel, where his words of wisdom fill our minds, just as we fill his belly. Next, the chest, where he keeps what he loves, and he becomes what we love. Finally, the head, where we gaze into the eyes of our friend, our guru, our consumer, Dungeon Man. Brick Road, you have become a god.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the best and most footist RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I am joined by Matthew Van Zant.
Foot day to you, sir.
John Deep Darkness Brandon.
I guess what they say is true. I just can't be the right kind of girl for you. I can never be your woman. I
like
can
that
never
song.
be your woman.
And Vanessa.
I'm Vanessa, and I'm doing very foot.
And this is a podcast where we play and talk about your favorite classic RPGs one chonker at a time.
Only the footist RPGs.
Only the footist.
The most foot, thank you.
The most foot.
Hey guys, none of these jokes are going to translate onto the show because the foot thing was a
Nope.
joke on my own personal Facebook page.
It wasn't even.
Actually,
it
I
started
think it started
in
in
yeah.
our
Started
group
in the
chat
gr- in the
when
group chat.
Vanessa was trying to offer condolences, and it was just a really awkward typo. Okay, so what do we do here? We oh wait, I said that already.
We play the footist
classic
RPGs.
right? But we're playing EarthBound this time, right now.
It's true.
It's a foot game.
It's a pretty foot game.
What are we playing now? Deep Darkness to Magicant. That's this episode.
Why are you asking us questions, Jim? Like you have the answers.
Hey, do you guys want to talk about how we leveled up before we talk about EarthBound?
Yeah.
I do. You know that I do.
Okay.
And you know why
How
I
did
do.
you level up? How'd you level up, Matthew?
I can't really say without getting in a lot of trouble, but
That's right.
You can
today
say what you did.
Today is April. Today, the day that this episode is released, is April the 29th. And that is just a few short days after the release of Avengers Endgame.
That would be a good thing to talk about if any of us had seen it, which we have not, and so
have
we
not.
will not talk about it.
I will absolutely talk about it, but I will not talk about the plot or anything that happens in the movie. I went and saw it opening night, and it was, guys, when I bought my ticket for opening night, I knew what I was getting in for.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that the crowd was going to be a little loud, and it would be hot and sweaty, and maybe a little stinky, and I just said, I went and saw it alone. I told my local friends, and my family that they could all go fuck themselves. I had no patience for them and their timetables. I decided to go see it opening night. I bought my ticket Wednesday when somebody canceled their ticket, clearly because a seat appeared that had not been open. And I paid for it, friends. I paid for it. I had sandwiched in between two men, one of whom thought he was the cheerleader for Marvel Studios. So anytime anything of import happened or a character showed up on screen for the first time, he was half out of his seat, screaming, clapping, wooing. To my right was a man who was very interested in being cheer-led. So the man on the left would get going. The man on the right would join in. It was horrible. But I kind of did my best to tune it out, and I'm glad that I did. The movie is absolutely excellent. Now listen, I'm a Marvel nerd. I haven't disliked a single one of these movies, so maybe take my opinion with a grain of salt, but it's the best one ever. It's got several absolutely amazing moments. Just a hell of a lot of fun. Long as hell. I laughed, I cried. I want to go see it again next weekend. Jim, how did you level up?
I also saw Avengers Endgame.
Whoa!
My theater going experience was like the crowd was pretty tame, but I made myself uncomfortable. The seat that I was sitting in had seat warmers, and I accidentally triggered the high setting on the seat warmer, and so like when it got like a quarter of the way through the movie, I kept like shifting around in my seat. I'm sure it was bothering the people next to me, but I was like, it was hot. I was burning up, and
That's
I was
crazy.
like, am I dying? And so I fixed it, and it was fine. But the movie itself was, it was okay.
Whoa.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It wasn't my favorite Marvel movie. But
What is your favorite Marvel
was,
movie?
Batman?
Let's see. I don't know. I have to think
Captain
about
America
that. There's so many.
Civil War.
Oh, Civil War. I liked the third Iron Man movie a lot.
That movie was a real letdown for me.
But yeah, it was good. It was I liked it a lot. I thought everything came together nicely. When we get into spoiler mode after everybody sees it, I have some very specific gripes with it. But overall, I thought it was pretty good.
Did you bring a baby with you, Jim?
I did not have a baby.
Other than himself.
Why would Jim bring a baby? He doesn't have a baby. He has a child.
I can't tell the difference. They're both just like sticky and little, and they have these big bubbly heads and big eyes.
I went to an 11:15 p.m. showing, so I didn't get out of the theater until like 2:40.
Did you go by yourself?
I did.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. I will say this. I timed it out. It was 25 minutes of previews at my showing.
Mm-hmm. But I think the previews vary by theater chain, right?
Yeah.
Do they? Well,
I think it was about 20 minutes for me. It wasn't. I mean, this is a long, but it didn't feel really long.
my
What's
show
your
started
favorite
at
preview?
7:30, and I walked out at 11.
Ooh, favorite preview.
Did y'all know that
man.
there is a Russo brothers directed crime thriller starring Chadwick Boseman coming out? Because I fucking
I
didn't.
did see that. That's the one where like the police are great.
Is it? That's not the impression I got.
Well, Chadwick Boseman plays a policeman who's avenging other policemen.
Wow.
Anyways, Avengers Infinity War, or no, not Infinity War. Avengers Endgame, flat B. John, how did you level up?
How did I level up?
We don't know.
Haven't you been staying in a hotel or something?
Yeah, I mean, I went to go see my sister in Seattle, well, Redmond, yesterday.
Are you home already? You look like you're
Did
home.
you see
Yeah,
Bill Gates?
I'm home. I did not see Bill Gates. I did not get hit by that crane that killed a bunch of people.
Oh
yesterday.
yeah, that's crazy.
That was bonkers.
I
But
didn't
a
hear
bit of
about
a
that.
bit of a bummer.
You're a bit bummed out that you didn't get hit by that crane.
No, that there's something terrible going on. I've been playing more of my 2 hours a month of Witcher 3.
Hey,
And
you must be getting into it.
got to this part where it's like, I feel like there's some subtext that's about abortion that's not super fun. Oh man, do I have anything that's not a bummer? I've been trying to watch. I still haven't seen Crazy Ex-Girlfriend yet, so can't say that. And what have I been watching? Finishing up 30 Rock again for some reason. Y'all see 30 Rock? That's a fun show.
I tried
Is this
to
like
start it again.
2012?
I tried to start it again recently myself, but have seen it too many times and was kind of like, eh.
Okay, I've got it. I played with my nephew and my sister Mario
Yourself?
Party
Nice.
on the Switch.
Hey, I was playing some of that myself this weekend.
The game seems to have a fairly simple way to win. I don't know if you've noticed that. So basically, the point is to collect stars, and Toadette warps around the map, and you get to buy You can buy stars off of her. So what you need to do is there's a store that sells these golden warp gates that will take you right next to her, and just keep buying those, and you will win the game. Like, that's the only strategy that seems to work really, for this game to get a guaranteed win.
Yeah, it's always been
Although-
the Mario Party games have always been a little random. It's not quite. It's always been half luck.
Yeah, and I do like the mini games a lot. They're pretty fun in this one.
There is if I don't know if you noticed this. There's a little bonus thing called Toad's Rec Room.
Okay, I haven't
that has
done that yet.
a couple of little more difficult or less mini games in it. One of them is a fun little baseball game, like a pinball baseball game. That's a lot of fun. One is, and this is the one that one's like a tank battle. You know, that's pretty simple. But my son and I had some fun with that. The really fun one that we did a ton of are these puzzles where they take 8-bit versions of all the characters. You know, classic versions of the characters, break them up into puzzle pieces, and then you have to push them around this little room and get them in order, you know, to solve the puzzle.
Yeah.
They're like box sized, so you're like pushing it around
that sounds fun.
the area, and it is. Connor and I legitimately did like 20 of them. It was really fun. Some of them are really hard.
I have to find someone who will sit down and play Portal 2's 2-player mode with me sometime, because I've been wanting to
that
play
sounds
that
amazing.
forever. And
I'll
I've never
do
played
it.
it.
I'll do it.
Yeah, man, if you want to play it co-op, I'll jump on there. I've always wanted to play the co-op version and never was able to. Is it online
Yeah,
at
that
all, or
sounds
is it
great.
only local?
I don't know. It might be online on PC if you get like the Steam version.
I'm
have that.
real good at Portal.
What do you have it on,
really?
Jim?
Mm-hmm.
John, sorry.
I have it on PS3,
Well, that's
and I
not...
have it on PC.
Okay. If I see it go on sale on PC, I'll pick it up and we can play it together. That would be a lot of fun.
We'll stream that.
Dibs! I call dibs!
What a frustrating stream that would be to watch.
Not only did I offer to play it first,
Yeah.
I already have it on Steam, and yet will John play with me? No.
I
Just
will.
because
No,
I'm
let's
super
do it.
busy all
Vanessa,
the time,
Vanessa,
and we
let's
can't
do it.
coordinate schedule.
Vanessa,
You'd rather play with Matt because
let's
video
do
games
it.
are for boy.
Let's do it.
This reminds me of how Jim won't play PUBG with me, and it fucking infuriates me.
I will totally play Portal 2 with Vanessa. Anyway, is it Vanessa's level up now?
Yeah.
Vanessa, how did you level up?
Well, after only 112 hours, I finished all 3 main quest lines of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Wow.
Hey.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Just in time for the fat new DLC that dropped, I think, on Tuesday.
Oh.
So I'll just keep playing that game forever, I guess. It's a real good game. I had never gotten into the Assassin's Creed series before, but I like this game very much. Very, very much. Additionally, I've been watching some television, and I, as the only person who stuck with Gotham from inception to
I
finish,
think it is now directly a show made for you.
finally got to enjoy the series finale of Gotham.
Were they like, did you like that, Vanessa, at the end?
Yeah, they all turned to the camera
Yep.
and they said, Vanessa, thank you for watching. We did this for you. It's all for you. And they took a long bow. And then they just asked about my life and like kind of reassured me that even though Gotham was over, I could still enjoy a lot of different content. And they pitched their next projects that they're working on and told me to check those out.
Is that Pennyworth TV series?
It had Alfred Pennyworth in it, but it was not the Pennyworth TV series.
Oh.
Gotham. If you like AU fan fiction about Batman, you might like Gotham because that's what it is.
Was there a creepy Jokerman?
So yes. So there is this actor who played the creepy Jokerman.
Okay.
His name was something Mathingabob. Hang on, it's time for everyone's favorite part of the show, IMDb lookup.
I saw
Okay.
pictures of him. He all scarred up and crazy, scary looking. He
It's
looks
not
like
Cameron
Two-Face
Monaghan,
Joker.
Is it?
They sort of went through 3 or 4 iterations of him, actually. Maybe 5 iterations, depending on how you look at it.
Okay.
Because this actor was actually playing twins. So
Was it Cameron Monaghan? Is that his name?
yes.
Yeah.
He's a fine young actor. I enjoyed his work a lot, and it was a very, very different take on creepy Jokerman. Not necessarily in his performance, but in the backstory and everything like that. And he is going to be in the new, like, Star Wars game. What's it called?
Oh.
Is he
Fallen
playing the main
Order?
character?
Yeah, he's the main character in
Oh.
Fallen
I do I
Order.
recognize the name?
Well, I think I saw him on, like, a stream or something. So yeah, he's a good actor, and but the show itself, I don't know, it was just kind of hot nonsense, but I liked it.
I'm glad you liked it. That's cool. A lot of people liked it, and I think that two things. One, isn't it all fan fiction at this point? And
Yeah.
two, like, there are going to be weird takes on these classic characters, and they're just going to get weirder as time goes on, and people look for new takes on them. And I think that's fine, and I enjoy some of them. I mean, I've said before, I love Batman vs Superman, which I consider I like it because it's such a weird take on those characters.
Yeah, I
But,
think that Gotham had its most success in sort of telling stories about people we haven't necessarily seen on the big screen for a long time, like Riddler and Penguin. And it was a very different interpretation of those from Jim Carrey and Danny DeVito. And
But I never got into Gotham because I watched the first half of the first season or so. And I don't know what episode it was, but in one of those early episodes, little 10-year-old Bruce Wayne is sitting in the back of his limo listening to some like real heavy like thrash metal or something. And I was just like, this take ain't for me. I just can't. I can't do Batman.
I quit about the same length through, but like the writing of the show was so bad.
Yeah, I heard
like
it
the
got a lot better after a
dialogue of
couple
the
of seasons.
characters was terrible. Like
Yeah.
they didn't speak like human beings.
oh yeah, it was just ridiculous.
But it got better didn't the writing get better as it went on? I always heard that.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
But
Vanessa would be
speaking
the
of
one that knows.
ridiculous writing, I don't know if y'all have been keeping up with your Law and Order SVU,
No.
but
Is that show still on?
it's still on, and the past few episodes have just been weirdly written.
Oh,
For
I want
one
to hear about
thing,
this.
It seems like a lot of them have some kind of anti-abortion bent to them, which
Oh,
seems
weird.
totally
Like
out
The
of
Witcher
tone.
3.
Yeah, like there
Written
was
by Geralt.
like these sexual assault victims, 2 of them who were pregnant, and Olivia was all like, "Oh, I'm the child, of a woman who was raped, and you should always keep your rape babies because they'll turn out like me." And I was
Oh,
just like,
yeah.
"What the fuck are you doing?"
That's always been a recurring theme throughout this series.
Wasn't that like an arc for Olivia?
Yeah.
Like she found
Yeah.
out that her father was a rapist, and she's like, "Well, who am I now?" Well, like you don't have to be
Right, which is
rapist.
ridiculous, but they've never quite so leaned into like, because of Olivia's story, women shouldn't get abortions. Like, and I'm sure that if you talked to them, they'd be like, "Oh no, that's not what we're doing," but it really kind of feels like it.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a
lame.
bummer.
Yeah. And I also watched the season finale of Supernatural, and that's all I'll say about that because I love my good friend John.
Season or series? Do they have another season, or was this it?
There's
We have
one more.
Season? Okay.
Yeah.
And earmuff yourselves for Supernatural spoilers.
Oh, skip ahead like 2 minutes just
Yep,
in case.
Here they come.
I'm gonna go grab a
So
drink.
this season ended with God deciding that he hated them all now and snapping his fingers, and zombies rose from the earth and started to surround them. So I assume that next season will be Supernatural: The Walking Dead. Zombie
There's
attack.
already
my
been
gosh.
several zombie episodes.
Yeah, but this is zombies all over the world, man.
Oh boy. But God's always been such a cool, hip chill dude.
Yeah, apparently he changed his mind or something. I mean, one thing I will say about this show, after 15 seasons, there's really no consistency of character left. Because in order to do new things with these characters, you have to make them wildly different than they ever were before.
Yeah, or have after you've murdered them, bring back alternate world versions.
Yeah, they
of
did
them.
that. They're like, here's AU this character, here's AU that character. The only character whose growth makes any kind of organic sense, I would say, is maybe Castiel. But like all the characters on the show, they always make the same mistakes over and over again. So it's like they will always decide that they're stronger together, but then lie to each other and try to go off on their own. Castiel will always try to take some big major power that he thinks he can control, and he can't, and then he goes crazy. Sam always gets knocked out at the beginning of every fight because I think he's tired of doing the fight choreography. That's the only thing I can think of. Every single fight.
Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, they did bring in Leonardo DiCaprio to switch things up.
Yeah. It
or
was
very specifically Growing Pains.
DiCaprio. Yeah, which I don't know if there are still young Supernatural fans, because if you started with the show, it's 15 years later now. So theoretically, anyone who started watching it as a teenager is an adult now.
Right.
So I don't know.
They're all middle-aged.
Bringing in the teen boy thing is appealing to anyone, or if they're trying to get new audience, who knows?
What they need is one of their Sprouse twins.
Yeah, they gotta get one of them Sprouse twins. Everyone's crazy about them.
Have you heard about Travis and his campaign to get onto Travis McElroy and his campaign to get on season 15?
Yeah, I have, and I'm all for it. I don't see why not. There are tons of people on those shows.
Did he not? I thought that he did. I thought he announced that he did get on.
Oh, did he? I haven't seen that part yet.
Well, that's what I saw. So maybe I just misread what I was.
Oh, I don't know. I think it'll bring a lot of viewers who are not normally watching Supernatural on.
Will it?
Yeah.
I mean, how many? I don't know.
The weird podcast crowd is the biggest. The podcast crowd. Podcrashed weirdos are the new 18 to 24 male. It's the demographic that everyone wants to try to get onto their show in their viewership. We gotta get those podcasts.
Yeah, the McElroys are doing. I think they're going to be on the Tonight Show, which I gotta admit, I don't watch the Tonight Show, but I'll probably tune in for that. So I guess it works to some degree.
Yeah.
Right?
It brings in a very specific crowd.
Yeah. Should we start doing that? Just decide what piece of media we want to be on and campaign
Do we
for
have
that?
half a million listeners? That is
Square
the first
Roots
step.
will be
Get half a
in
million
any
listeners.
Marvel movie. That's our next podcast. I mean, I
think
fucking
we'd
care
probably
what
have
movie
better
it is.
luck if we started with a DC
Hey,
movie.
yeah.
Oh.
And let's not get hasty. I don't
How
know if
about-
I'm feeling like the next Ghost Rider.
How about Dark Universe? We could try
Yes.
that
There
first.
we go.
I think that's
Square
within our-
Roots will
Is
be
that still
in the
happening?
Dark
I
Universe.
thought that was.
I
done.
assume.
I think
that-
if we express interest, it will be still happening.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh
Maybe
wait,
we
we're not
can-
talking
maybe
about
we
the
can
same
write a
thing, are we?
treatment.
We're not. I'm an idiot. I'm thinking of Justice League Dark, but you're talking about that mummy Dracula
Yes, the Mummy
universe.
verse.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will
Okay.
be Swamp Thing or whatever.
That's
Black
creature
Lagoon.
from the Black Lagoon, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah, Swamp Thing's already coming out, dude.
We will.
saw
All
the
of us will
trailer.
have
Yeah.
sex with the Swamp Thing.
Why don't we shoot
not
lower
all at
and
the
instead
same
of trying
time.
to be in a movie, let's just try to be on television? Like the
Like
Square
Gotham.
Roots crew will do a very quick voice spot on a Cartoon Network show. We would be a
about that?
great addition to
Yeah.
Craig of the Creek. Hey, can I do a
I
bonus
think that
level
is.
up?
Okay.
Yeah.
I had one thing that I forgot to mention, and I don't think most people. Well, you know what? I won't even say that. I do have one thing that I wanted to level up, but so I'll just blow through it real quick. I found a new band that I'm obsessed with, and I want all of my Square Roots friends to go listen to it. They're called Blood Command. It's a Swedish band. They're kind of like a doom pop, I've seen it described as. To me, it sounds a lot like a post-hardcore band with some Swedish kind of death metal, but also like a lot of pop mixed in. Go listen to Blood Command. The album is Cult Drugs. I am obsessed with it right now. It's like Paramore. They sound like the band Paramore if the band Paramore was heavier and much better musicians.
I totally forgot what I wanted to do for my level up, which was, and this will be 20 seconds long,
Fine. That's fine.
a group level up with Vanessa because the Square Roots is wild about Lizzo.
We're wild about
Yeah.
Lizzo.
Yeah. We
What
are
about-
in that juice. We want to get that tempo.
Mm-hmm.
We are all in on Lizzo.
I got my Lizzo fall tour tickets.
Oh.
If you are in a town where the tickets have not gone on sale yet, if they have gone on sale, it's too late. It's selling out everywhere. But
Really?
if they have
Wow.
not, if you join Lizzo's mailing list, she will send you a special Lizzo code to get your pre-sale tickets. And that is how I was able to get in. But yeah, where I am, pre-sale sold out within like an hour. And they immediately added a second night show. And now they're
That's
both
cool.
sold out completely.
Normally,
Lizzo has come.
I avoid things that are just like super popular and everyone's talking about how great it is. I'll just avoid it. But Lizzo's so good that even with me being annoying like that, I'm like, no, this is really good.
What kind of
Yeah,
music
she's
is
even
it?
like turning all the curmudgeons
Like,
like,
is she
John
a
around.
is she a rapper or is it R&B?
Yeah,
Like, is she a
I
Cardi
would, I would
B?
say like
Or
Like
is she
a
like
Missy
a
Elliott.
Missy
Beyonce?
Elliott. Yeah, Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott,
So it's rap
for sure.
So she's a rapper.
Well,
Yeah.
sort of, but she also
think of
can
Missy
really
Elliott as a
belt
rapper.
and croon. She
Yeah.
can
Yes,
sing very
and
well
she can
as
sing
well.
really
more
well. She's
R&B.
also like a classically trained flautist.
Yes.
So she can play the
Interesting.
flute really well.
I'm gonna have to check her out. She sounds pretty up my alley. There's a new album by one of Matthew's favorite bands, Marina and the Diamonds. Now it's just Marina. Came out Friday, and it's excellent. And I just can't, it's just pop. But God, she's so good.
Watch
what
the
about-
video for Juice. That is very charming.
It
What?
is.
I will check
Yeah.
that out. What about two things? One, is anybody listening to? Is it Billie Eilish?
Billie Eilish.
Eilish? No, I
thought it was Eilish.
I thought Vanessa had mentioned them. Haley likes them, so I think that's funny. But what
Billy
about
Idol.
no? What about Gemini's group level up, which is that we both bought World of Final Fantasy for the PlayStation 4.
Oh,
We
wow.
did, and actually, it's pretty fun to play.
It's pretty fun. I'm about through the first area, first kind of world, and I can see it's still real linear and not a lot going on, but I can see where it can go. If it opens up some, and it looks like the combat's going to be pretty strategic, I'm really into it so far.
Also,
this
it
a-
has one of the best features you can put in an RPG, which is the ability to hit a button and fast forward through dialogue
Yep.
at your leisure.
Yep.
Is
So
this
I
a
can-
future
I can read it.
instant classic?
It could be. I think that it's... Okay, so here's my take on it. Square tried to do a Pokemon-ish game using Final Fantasy characters, but Final Fantasy, creatures and characters and their world, and decided to wrap that in a very, like, early era PlayStation kind of traditional JRPG wrapper, where even though it's it's a bit like a Pokemon, it's still... The combat still plays like Final Fantasy 7 or 8 or 9.
Ooh.
It's got a big, open, pretty world. It's got a fixed camera, so it feels a lot like going back and playing one of those older Final Fantasies, but with nice new graphics. The one thing that might turn people off is it is very cutesy, and I think I just have to be in the mood for that.
Mhm.
All right, well, it's been a half hour, so we should stop being
Level up
assholes.
XL.
and probably do that thing that we like to do. I
Level up endgame.
Call your dad?
need to call my daddy. John? John.
Daddy.
John.
Yeah?
Call your
Hi.
daddy.
Oh, I'll call my daddy.
Yeah, you will.
Hey, daddy. It's me.
John, I have to say, you're
John.
doing a great job of shepherding the group through this game.
Oh, I am?
You are.
I like
how
this
am
game.
I doing that?
I appreciate you. You're just good at leading the conversation around this game, and I enjoy it.
Well, I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not.
He's not.
I'm not,
Can
not at
we
all.
get a
Oh.
quick show of hands? Who really likes this game so far?
Vanessa.
You know what the best way to
Jim
communicate
did
something
not
on a
raise his
podcast is
hand.
raising your hands.
I raised my hand.
I said Jim. Jim did not raise his hand.
Oh,
This is
no, I'll raise my hand.
Folks, this is the penultimate EarthBound episode, and I'm still really enjoying this game, which means that by the end of this game, I'm going to really like it.
That's crazy. You, by penultimate, actually by, I would say, terse ultimate, you're usually, like, done.
Usually you've stopped playing the game by now.
That's not true. Sorry. I have finished every game we have played.
That's canon.
And John has never played Final Fantasy VI.
Are we going to announce the next game on this episode, by the way?
Oh, yeah. I think we're going to get some complaints.
Are we really?
Oh, I
You
guess we
think
need
this
to
is gonna
announce
be a
it, huh?
controversial pick?
I think it's a controversial pick.
You know what's
Well,
shocking
if you
about
wanna
this?
Get in on the controversy, wait till the end of the episode.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's shocking about it? It's definitely a Matt game, and I am not the one that decided we should play it. I think it was Vanessa that was like, I want to play this game!
That is semi-true. There was another game I was going harder for, but nobody else wanted it.
Hey, man,
No, I wanna
I
play- we
flat
should
out
play that
said
by the
we
end of the
should
year.
buy Jim a laptop and do that game. And literally no one responded to me.
No, I said we should, but we just didn't have enough in the kitty.
Yeah,
Until,
Yeah,
but
so we got to
until
wait.
May.
until May.
We'll have enough then.
You know,
Yeah,
That'll
then-
be right around the time we finish the next one.
Yeah, this is. I don't think it's a super long game. The next one. I don't know. I've never played it.
I think it's
Me neither,
30
actually.
hours, 40 hours
Oh
maybe.
wow, really?
I'm excited.
25
I've never
I bet it's
sat down and
25
played a game
hours.
from start to finish on the 3DS, so I'm excited for that.
It does mean I won't be able to stream it.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can stream it. It's just not going to look good with your camera phone pointed at your handheld.
Get some Google Glass and stream it from your Google Glass.
That's a great idea.
Let's do that instead of getting Jim a laptop. Let's buy John Google
Let's
Glass.
all just get Google Glass.
No.
Call
Can you even
your
buy that? Isn't that
dad.
main story for the next game is 26 hours? So I'd suggest 6 episodes. If you want to rush it, we could do 5.
No, we
No,
don't have
that
to rush it.
sounds fine.
Why rush it? Let's take our
Okay.
time. It's no sequel
All right.
2019.
It's true.
All right.
It's true.
Deep. Dark. Ness.
Ness.
I had forgotten that I got the Hawkeye, so I had to go to the fact to be like, why can't I see nothing? This is really annoying.
Can you do this level without the Hawkeye?
I mean, I
Or-
got.
you
I don't think it's
can.
possible. I got pretty deep down
don't
into the
think?
darkness, but
If you had a
I
map, you
just
don't think you could
can't.
do it?
I don't know. Maybe.
I like this area because Master Barf comes back.
Yeah,
He does. He does.
Is his name? Doesn't he change his name?
No,
though?
his name was Belch before.
Yeah, it was Belch.
right?
And now he's
But now he's
Master
Barf.
Barf.
He's reincarnated as Barf.
As we all hope to be.
All right, let's
Yeah.
explain what we're talking
Can
about.
only
So
hope.
last episode, what did we take to get across? Was it a
Submarine.
That's right. We used the yellow submarine to cross the channel, and now we are deep in the jungle called the Deep Darkness. And it's a swamp.
monkey. It's a monkey
Yeah, the swamp.
town.
And yes, there are monkeys everywhere, and monkeys is fun.
Won't you take me to Monkey Town?
One monkey was a free hotel, which was nice. I used that a few times. This level is a swamp, so you traverse underwater, and in some spots the water's really deep, and you go like head under and start taking damage, which is not fun.
Yeah. This game keeps surprising me by how weird it is. Like when you run into the human ATM who's
right.
like a snorkel man.
Yes. But I didn't need any money, so I never took anything from him.
He charges you 100% interest.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That
Yeah.
is like
ridiculous.
Isn't that like those what are those emergency loan things you can get from those scammy
Oh,
places?
Payday
like a
loans.
Yeah, that's a payday loan.
No, even those are
Payday
only
loans
like
are like
30%.
1,000% though.
No.
Well, it
That's
depends
a
on how long
lot
it
of
takes you to
money.
pay back.
If you look at the annual like compounded interest, it's exorbitant.
Yeah, I think it's well over 100% if you don't pay it back within the first month or something.
Yeah.
So
Maybe it's like 300%.
payday loans. Square Root is squarely against them.
That's true.
We are squarely against all types of predatory loans.
Yeah.
But squarely, roundly for Predator.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, obviously,
Yes.
2 greasy muscle arms, like doing,
Ooh, yeah.
holding hands. That's what they did, right?
Yes, shaking hands so gracefully.
What
Yep.
are we talking about?
Jesse the
Predator.
Body Ventura getting sliced to ribbons.
Oh yeah.
It's a good movie, though.
Yeah. I have an affection for that
Newest
film.
one, not great.
No. I mean,
I
the
watched
way
it on
that
an
they
airplane,
decided
it
that
was bad.
the weirdos were the people that had like all of the characters had some sort of like real world like psychological disorder.
Yeah,
And they played that
I
to
really
a
like the
wacky
whole
effect.
idea
I'm
of-
still mad about it.
I know. I like the idea of like a motley crew of misfits coming together, but when they do it like that, ew.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Not
huge
good.
Motley Crue fan, but
No. Same here.
I do like the Misfits as long as we were talking about the band from Gem.
They're the best band. They're
Did
so
you
good.
like the Misfits more than Jim and the Holograms?
Yes, I mean obviously. Come on.
So are we going to talk about this game, or what's the plan?
What about Glenn
Maybe.
Danzig? Do you like Glenn
Apparently
Danzig?
not. This seems to be like a level up only episode.
a lot of stuff happens in this fucking episode too. We meet dinosaur
well-
people. We hang out with
All right,
Apple
let's
and
do it.
Orange Kid.
So-
We go to like a Jurassic Park.
Not a lot happens in the Deep Darkness. About the only thing really to point out is you find Pokey's helicopter, which doesn't pay off.
Nope. They're just like, it's smashed up. And
Yep.
you also find Master Barf.
Oh yeah,
Master Barf.
and he is easy. He doesn't have the weakness for the fly honey anymore.
No.
So it's still not a hard fight. It's just
No.
not incredibly easy like it was before. After that, you get to maybe one of my favorite places in this game, the Tenda Village.
Oh, can we talk about when you beat Master Barf, you get the Casey bat,
Oh
which
yeah,
is
don't
which
use
is
that.
a bat that misses 75% of the time.
Oh, is that what's happening?
I immediately equipped it and sold my other bat via the for sale sign
no.
because I needed the space.
I couldn't figure out why Ness kept doing it. Like, kept missing.
That
That makes sense. Oh, it's
Yeah.
just like the poem, Casey at the Bat.
Yes, Mighty Casey
Oh,
struck out.
Oh, wow.
Get it? Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, I didn't get that. That's clever. I like it. I mean, it's annoying,
But it's clever.
but it's clever.
Like me.
So what is a
Annoying, but
tenda?
Well,
We
it's like when you
go-
take a little chunk of chicken that you don't like.
No,
It's
that's a
usually like
nugget.
the extraneous.
Once
Drug.
you
Yeah.
get through the deep darkness swamp and defeat, and did we say that you use the Hawkeye, which we got previously, to light up the swamp somehow? Which
Well, we
allows you
sort
to
of were
get-
going there, but you couldn't figure that out.
Yeah. You defeat Master Barf, and then you go to the Tenda village, and they're all like tiny little dinosaur people
A little tenderness, yes.
or
don't know
lizard
what they
people.
are.
I think they're dinos.
Lizard people.
Oh, you
They do look like
made
little
me
lizards, I guess.
I don't know
And
what
when you
yeah.
see their profile, they got like little things on their heads.
I don't know what a Tenda looks like. They're too teeny. They're like little and purple. Let's look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that what they look like? They look like little demons. Oh, I like some of these drawings. These drawings are pretty cute.
I thought they looked like Froggos. Froggo.
Yeah.
I thought they
Well,
looked like tonberries.
Okay.
Ooh,
But
just,
like,
Tallberries is
without the robe.
scary.
I
without the robe.
pasted some art into the chat if you want
That's
to take a look at
terrible.
that.
Whose child
Oh, look
did
at 'em.
this?
That's adorable. They're like,
Child did this.
Oh, we're all shy.
So once
Aw.
you're in the Tenda village, you can walk around and talk to them, but they all tell you that they're too shy and they will not talk to you. There's one Tenda in the middle of the village who has little horns, and he tells you that maybe if he had this book called Overcoming Shyness, they could talk to you. So
Yeah, I've had this experience a lot, going to like different nerdy meetups, and there are men there, and they're just like, "Sorry, we're too shy."
That's cringe town.
is it? What's wrong with being shy? Some people are shy.
Some people are shy.
You don't go to a meetup though if you're too shy to meet.
That's
I
exactly
think
where
a lot of people do.
fucking people that
Yeah.
are too shy to meet people go, Jim. And it's kind of who those are for, dude.
Yeah, because it's more like formal, structured, comforting.
So the mayor of Tenda Village is like, well, we're all real shy. I hear there's a book that will help us be less shy called Overcoming Shyness, but we don't know where that book is. And there's one chatty Tenda who's like, yeah, this village really sucks for me because no one will talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy over here is really strong. He can move this rock, but you'd have to ask him, and he's too shy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not much you can do here.
I kind of liked that this whole thing about them being too shy, because usually it would be like a language book that you have to get or something like that. But
yeah.
this was a great little twist on that trope.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So as soon as you step outside of the Tenda village, you get a phone call from
Apple Kid.
Apple Kid, which is really unrelated to the rest of this. He's just like, oh, hey, I'm at Dr. Andonuts' lab because he's friends with all kids except for Jeff.
Jeff, his son.
Yes, Jeff, his son, he's not super friendly with. But could you come over here because everyone's getting kidnapped? And also you hear him get kidnapped on the phone. And then Ness is like, then someone picks up the phone and is like, hello. And Ness says, I don't know who you are and I don't know what you want. I don't have a lot of money. What I do have is a particular set of skills to make people like you, the lives of people like you, a living hell. Is that how it goes?
I don't know.
Something
but,
like that.
He essentially threatens to beat him with his bat.
Set of skills. Let's see if I can actually get the full text. Okay, according to this meme, I have a very particular set of skills. Okay, skills I have acquired over a very long... Well, this one's kind of messed up. He adds too many words to it. I will
Hold
find
on.
you, and I will teach you? What? Oh, the next one is, I have acquired a very particular set of skills I've acquired over a very long career. Unfortunately, all of them seem to piss women off.
Oh no.
Oh, bird!
Here's the actual speech.
Okay,
I-
so what does
I
Ness
don't-
say?
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let Apple Kid go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you, and I will kill you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Intimidating.
Uh-huh.
And pretty accurate.
Yeah. Actually, you're totally right. I think that scene, Taken's not a great movie, and it's kind of super racist, but that scene is one of the best scenes, I think, in the last 20 years of cinema.
Oh, John.
I think that scene is incredible.
I think it is too. And people talk about the phone call a lot, but they don't talk about the part where he's like telling his daughter what to do, and she's
Yes.
frantically doing it, thinking
Yes,
it's
that's
going to
very
be okay.
intense.
Yeah.
And then he's like, lie under the bed, and she's like, okay, what now? And he's like, they're going to take you.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it's really creepy.
Yeah. But that movie, not great. But that scene, very good.
Yeah.
And
I was
also all the
surprised
throat
at how
punching.
terrible it got at the end. Holy cow.
Have you guys
Yes.
seen Taken 2 and Taken 3?
I've seen the second one.
Yeah, I think I watched
seen
the
Taken
second
2.
one and was like, boy, that was more of the same, and never bothered with the third one.
Taken again and even more takey.
Taken,
wow.
retaken, and re-retaken.
And he really does have a particular set of skills because he's got like crazy psi powers. So Ness will make life a nightmare for people like Starman DX.
Yeah, and does.
And does. He doesn't punch them in the throat, but when we finally get to play Alpha Protocol, we will get to basically reenact all the scenes from Taken. And it'll be
That'll
great.
be great.
Because throat punching was like movies when they discovered throat punching in like 2008 decided to have throat punching in every movie for about 4 years, and that was great.
Yeah, John, there's two moves. There's the throat punch, and then there's the knee kick, where they kick out the knee of somebody.
Yep.
That also happens in the movie Taken about 900 times.
I mean,
feel
to be
like
fair,
that-
you've got old man Liam Neeson. They're trying to make him into like a cool action star, and they're doing that by having him do pretty simple stuff.
Yeah, well, he can't lift his leg that high, so he's got to go for the knee because he can't go any higher
Yeah,
than
kick
that.
your knee
I
out
really
and then lean into you so that you don't notice that in reality I'm falling over because of my brittle old bones.
I think John Wick kind of takes this is the very fast killing of people. That was the thing that Taken did very well. Is he like walks into a room and takes care of everyone in 10 seconds. And that was
John Wick also does it's not like a gun kata type thing, but like almost John Wick makes you feel like his guns are just like extensions of his hands.
Well, yeah, he's always leading with his gun.
Maybe that's
in
what
all
it
those
is.
things.
Like
Yeah.
he is always like guns right out as far in front of it. Looks like he's almost doing like Tai Chi with his guns sometimes. But not in like a
they're
cheesy
always like
way.
They're always out directly in front of him, and he's always using them.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah.
A lot of people get
Is that
shot
what,
point
Keanu-
blank in John Wick.
Is
in
that
the
what
head, yeah,
Keanu
most-
told you about last time you hung out with him, Jim?
Yeah, we talked about that a lot.
Okay.
I told him how much I appreciated it.
If
Yeah.
I want to see John Wick 3, do I have to see John Wick's number
Yes.
1 and 2?
Yeah.
Yes, you
but
do.
they're good. They are actually really
They're super
fun.
good movies.
I mean, they're very action heavy. So I don't know how much Vanessa liked to sit through. A like 15-minute action scene. But
Well, if it's at home, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because then I can play my little DS while it happens.
I mean,
The,
even I get a little bored. It's a little.
What I
much.
like in the John Wick movies is it's got a really weird world that is
Yes.
interesting, and you wouldn't expect a movie like that to have crazy world building, but it doesn't take place on normal Earth. That is the spoiler I will give you.
No.
I mean,
Where
it
everyone in the world
presumes
is an
to in the way
assassin.
that Harry Potter presumes to.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like a murder wizard. So anyway,
Yeah.
I actually, I loved John Wick. John Wick 2 came out. I was like, I'm not going to see that in theaters because the sequels are never as good. Saw it, loved it. Now I'm all in for like opening weekend John Wick, which is weird for me.
Me too. I saw John Wick, the second one, twice in theaters.
Really? Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to see Jason Mantzoukas in a John Wick movie,
Yeah,
so I'm
right?
Be there.
Oh, yeah.
John, that's for Bannon and I both. That's what we're most excited about for this movie because he's like the
Yeah.
TikTok man.
Yeah.
Is this the role that will finally catapult Jason Mantzoukas to the level of stardom he deserves?
Can I say that I
Maybe.
genuinely hope so because he's legitimately my favorite like working comedic actor.
Yes, I think he's amazing. I guess Pimento's not like a super breakout character, even though I love
It's a lot though. I mean, it's more than he's gotten in the past. He's done recurring like season by season roles, but he's gotten what did he have like 5 or 6 episodes in the season he showed up in, and then like 2 or 3 per season.
He
Did
was
any
in
of
the
you-
Good Place?
watch. Yeah, he's in the Good Place.
But that's more of his traditional like he had a similar role in Community where he showed up and then he showed up a couple of times, like
Who's
once
he in
a
Community?
season. He is the drama teacher. He does the play. It's later in the series.
Oh,
he
that's
does the play where yes,
right.
he wants. Is it Annie?
Yes.
He casts as the kid from Karate Kid and is like in love, or is it? No, it's Chang. It's Chang
Yes,
as Mr.
yeah.
Miyagi, and he like breaks him down by screaming at him. It's amazing.
What was the name of the kid from Karate Kid?
Is it Tony?
Daniel.
Yeah, but who
Daniel's
played
son.
Daniel?
Oh, Ralph Macchio.
Ralph-
Oh yeah, Ralph
Ralph Macchio,
Macchio
that's it.
showed up.
Such a good show.
So, yeah, we go and we decide to go to Winters.
Woo!
But
Yes.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
you can't teleport directly to Stonehenge.
Oh, it took me forever to teleport to Winters, though, because you have to find a place that's long enough for you to run, and I hate it.
Vanessa doing it wrong.
No, I had that same issue. I
Nope,
took me
nope,
about
nope,
20
nope,
minutes.
nope. You have Pooh back at this point, and Pooh has teleport 2, which lets you teleport from where you're standing.
What?
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 I know.
What?
I tell you, I
What?
accidentally
Come
used
on!
it, and I was like, well, I was exactly what you're doing right now.
God!
Trying to get out of that swamp and bashing my head against the wall 30 times, I accidentally used Pooh's teleport 2 and was like, oh.
It took me 20 minutes to get out of that stupid
I
swamp.
know. It's like every time you think I have a wide enough
Oh.
place to run, I just bonk into something, and then it's like.
Also, Pooh came back, and he helps. Does he help you kill Master Barf with
Yeah,
his
he
star?
shows
He
up at
does.
the
He
end.
uses his like size star shower or whatever.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
we totally skipped that. We did mention that he got kidnapped to go learn a special move. So
Yeah.
at the end of that Master Barf fight, basically when you win, he shows up in the fight and uses his star power.
Size star storm.
Which isn't even a
Alpha.
very strong ability.
I honestly don't. I auto fight a lot of these fights. Now I am getting to the point where there's some strategy involved. Particularly, Carbon Wolf was tough.
Oh, that one. Well, he'll diamond eyes you.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yikes.
He never did that to me.
Yeah, well, when he turns into Diamond Dog or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can heal. You have heal spells now that can deal with diamond icing.
Yeah.
No, I just found
Anyway.
him hard to hit. Anyway, so where were we?
We
We
go
got
back
to Winters.
Diamond eyes. Will
A mouse shows
hobble
up to give you an
blocking
eraser
your
eraser?
Every move.
Or he doesn't show up. You go to Dr. Andonut's house, and there's a mouse
And you
there.
see that, well, the doctor's gone, and Apple Kid is gone,
Yeah.
and also Tony is gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony got kidnapped too. You go back to the school
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, yeah, someone kidnapped Tony and one of the Tessie Watcher scouts.
Yes.
You get to ride on Tessie again, which thank you, game. I love Tessie. Tessie is the best part of this game.
I agree. And you at Dr. Andonut's, you get an eraser. It's like our pencil eraser. It erases erasers.
And this is, I think, Orange Kid's mouse or Apple Kid's mouse that gives it to you.
Yeah, it's Apple Kid.
Yeah, it's Apple Kid's
I love
mouse.
that mouse. That mouse is delightful.
Yeah, it's the same one that gave you the phone back in episode 1 or 2. And from here, you can go down to the ladder in the center of Stonehenge. And
Yes.
There's a big eraser statue
Yep.
blocking your path.
so let's talk about this. This is a little dungeon, and it's probably the weirdest dungeon so far in the game. It's very linear.
There's a couple of ways to get around.
I like
I
this
thought it was
whole
linear, but I could be wrong.
the inclusion of Stonehenge in this game just reminds me of Troll 2 with the Stonehenge Magic Stone.
What about Halloween 3, Susan
Yeah,
the Witch,
I
where
was
they
about to say
use
the same
rocks
thing.
from
Oh, the
Stonehenge
piece of Stonehenge
in each of the masks?
I've been to Stonehenge. It's rocks. They
thought-
give you headphones, and the headphones tell you what I later learned to be very false things about where people think Stonehenge came from.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
I thought this dungeon looked like intestines.
Huh.
Oh.
Like
so you
it's,
thought
Oh,
we
I
were
could see
back
that.
in Dungeon Man?
well, yeah, it's kind of like glowy purple paths that are wiggly lines in the
Cosmic
middle of
Dungeon
some
Man.
darkness. Yeah, it's like crawling around in someone's colon.
And it's full of robots.
It is.
So
The enemies
many
here are
robots.
fun. It's all robots and aliens
And Starman.
and starmen
Yeah.
and UFOs.
There's
The
these
level
ones
is all
that blow up
neon,
if you kill them.
flashing, glowing tunnels and platforms. It's crazy. It's a lot of fun.
Now, I made the mistake of getting, I would say,
Particularly when you can do the whole thing in about
85
3 minutes.
85% through the dungeon, and then I get to the exit mouse room, and I was like, then they were telling me to use the exit mouse. I was like, oh, is this how I solved the dungeon? So I used it, and it just brings me back to the beginning.
John,
Oh, no.
I
why would you
know.
do that?
I don't know. But on the plus side, I was wandering around and randomly got the Sword of Kings for Pooh, so I got his best weapon from one of the Starmen. One of the golden Starmen.
Oh, is this where you get it?
Yes.
Ooh, can I go back and get it?
No.
Oh! Oh, well.
Yeah, I think it'll be okay.
I tried to get it, but it was taking too long, and I read about it, and it's like, spend 45 minutes doing this and that, and I didn't have the time.
Yeah, it can take hours. It's like, do you remember when I was trying to steal something from Hilgegard in Final Fantasy 9? It's that level of randomness.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
So, John
we get-
stupidly used the exit mouse to exit.
Yeah.
But really what
Yep.
you're supposed to do is go to the next room where you find
Yes.
all of your friends in pods, tubes.
It's a real horror.
What are they?
Yeah, they're all in there, and they're sort of, you can talk to them, right? They are.
Yeah, but they're like, glub, blub, blub, I'm drowning and dying. It's
Ugh.
awful.
Yeah,
There's
that's not
Apple
great.
Kid, Dr. Andonuts. There's a Mr. Saturn.
There's Tony.
There's Tony batting his eyes at Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go to the next room, and there's a Starman DX. So now you kill Starman. I think the only thing is you have to use the shield killer that Jeff has. Hopefully you have on Jeff.
So I set
used
it to auto battle because
Oh.
he almost killed me.
Yeah,
got lucky.
He did kill me.
At the end of this fight, Jeff was the only character alive, and he got like 160,000 experience.
Jeez.
I mean, it doesn't matter because they're all level 99.
Yeah. So what was it the reflected magic spells that was killing you?
Yep. Because the auto battle ain't smart, and I was just kind of, when you get to you get so used to it, I'm not paying attention, and it's like when the boss requires strategy, you got to turn it off and like slow it down and actually play the game.
Right.
Because I legit can put it on fast forward, and hit the auto battle button, and it's like over in a split second. It's great.
Yeah, I first tried to play this without looking at a strategy guide, and he killed me right away. And so then I looked at the guide, and it said you have to use your Psi shield because his attack will kill you right away,
Oh, I didn't use that.
and also use lots of bottle rockets and stuff. So that's what I did.
I did. I think I was, because I did the dungeon twice. I was high enough level that he wouldn't kill me right away. But the thing was, I just had to make sure I was always using my shield killer on all the Starmen before I start throwing stuff at them,
Yeah.
because it could reflect damage back at me.
But even without the reflection, he has a pretty strong attack.
Right. I think I just was over leveled from doing the dungeon twice. Yeah. Yeah. So. You save everybody, and you get a nice little scene of everyone walking around the test tubes. They're all fine.
And I want to say, Starman Deluxe looked cool. He had a good look. Starman is already a pretty iconic design, I think. We should let's try to use it for the episode art on this one so people can see it. Starman's already a pretty iconic design that tends to show up in a lot of fan art and stuff that you see. And Starman Deluxe is like a spiky, scarier version.
I mean, Starman is Gort from The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Oh, yeah, duh. Ugh.
Yeah.
Still, I would say that that Starman's design is pretty iconic for video games. I've seen this
for sure.
everywhere.
For sure.
I feel like I'm kind of losing the plot. I kind of realized I was losing the plot a little bit in the game by this point. Like, Gigas charged these people with kidnapping these other people, the Starmen, with kidnapping your friends.
Gygas is like corrupting everybody, and so he's using these robots to do his bidding. And
What's the bidding though?
he wants to stop you specifically. So he kidnapped all your friends because he wants to stop you because your group is the only people that can kill him.
I got it.
Yeah.
And he wants
Because of
to
the
destroy the
prophecy.
world.
He does want to destroy the world
Why?
or something. I don't know. He's
I got to
a
admit,
Cthulhu
Jim, that kind of makes
monster.
me think about it a little bit more. I don't know what the fuck's going on in this game plot-wise.
Yeah, you're just like, it's like weird scenario to weird scenario, but I'm kind of losing what the overall plot
Each little
is.
scenario, and they've all been kind of more and more charming, so it just manages to work, but yeah, what the fuck's happening?
And they are catching you, like when you talk to the test tube people, they are kind of catching you up on the plot that Gygas is getting more powerful every day, and you're the only ones that can defeat him. And Tony's just real happy that Jeff's there.
Mm-hmm.
He makes sure that Ness knows that he is Jeff's best friend
Right.
because he's known him longer.
Right. And Dr. Andonuts vaguely recalls he has a son.
Mm-hmm. He's like, "Oh, it's you, Jorf."
And Jeb?
Jim?
Jim?
Jorf?
Is it Jeff with a J or a G? I can't remember. Anyway, Apple Kid, because so we're one of the things we're really looking for here is the book Overcoming Shyness. Now, Orange Kid called us before when Apple Kid got kidnapped and said, "Hey, I wanted to read that book, but Apple Kid has it." So you ask Apple Kid, "What happened to the book Overcoming Shyness?" And Apple Kid's like, "Oh, I already returned that to the library." So it's at the Onett Library.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to head back there and pick up the book, which is on one of the
Someone
many shelves.
had told me that if you go back to the old towns, there will be super strong monsters.
I told you that because that's what the guide told me.
But I went back to Onet, and you know what I didn't see there, John?
Super strong monsters?
That's right.
Oh. But maybe now they're not there. Maybe it was only during like a part of the game. I don't know. That's what the guide told me. I don't want to call the guide a liar, but it might be. So you get the book, finally. It took me a little while to find it on the stupid shelves. And head back to the Tenda village. Yay, the Tenda village. And I gave it straight to the mayor. I like that the mayor has little devil horns.
I thought it was a little bow.
Or was it a bow? I assumed it was little devil horns.
I thought it was a cute little bow.
Uh-huh. I think the Tendas are adorable. So I gave them the book, and he shares it with everyone in the town. You get a little cutscene of just like the screen fading black, and everyone in the town reads the book and becomes chattier.
Yep.
Yay! They tell you about there's a dungeon under there called Lumine Hall. The strong one moves the rock that was blocking the entrance.
Mm-hmm. I really liked talking to the one that was chatty before because he tells you, now everyone's talking and I've lost my identity.
Yeah, it's like when you're all about liking the special thing no one likes, but then it becomes popular and you're like, well,
like
who am
Lizzo.
I now?
Yeah, that
Like
happened to
Lizzo.
me.
Yeah. But aren't you happy that everyone's appreciating Lizzo and she's getting the fame she deserves?
Super excited because before, I mean, I'm not going to claim to be an early adopter of Lizzo, but I was listening to Juice and Cause I Love You on their early releases and trying to be like, this album's coming out, you guys don't understand, it's going to be the best album ever, and people are just like, we have never heard of this person. But now my friends are like, hey, my running app is recommending Lizzo, I guess you were right, it is the time of Lizzo. And I'm like, yes.
I
is the
have
90s,
never heard
and it
you
is time for
recommend Lizzo ever. I've never
have
seen
done
you
it
post about it on
on-
Facebook. I have never seen
Okay.
you post about it in our group chat. I have never heard the name come out of your mouth until today.
Right. So I've definitely posted about it on Facebook. I have posted about it on the official Twitter for this show. And I have talked about it in the group chat.
The first I heard of Lizzo was from Vanessa, so
Who?
I will say that. Vanessa? You did.
I'm Vanessa.
Yes.
Oh.
Anyway, so after that you go down to Lumine Hall. Pardon me. There's a piece of poo armor down there. And what I did was I missed it because I just went every dungeon path I chose just led me to the exit. Like, you know when you get the dungeon right the first time and you miss all the side things because you went the correct way.
Yes.
Accidentally.
Mhm.
I did that here, and it took me like 2 minutes to get through this dungeon. And you fight Electro Spectre, who is a jerk.
Why
Keeps
you
zapping
think
you.
jerk? Oh, I think I'm over leveled because I get lost a lot. So I usually hit the Electro before he can zap at all.
And I got some amulets. I got, well, one in the Land of the Lost right after this, but I got like the Franklin badge I have on. I have one that Jeff has where he protects him from fire. There's like another one which protects you from almost everything that you get in the next area.
I have something to say.
Oh, I want to hear what you have to say.
We gotta back it up a little bit back to Tonto Village.
What?
Boop.
It's
Tenda.
time for our tea break.
Oh, I totally forgot about the tea break.
So, you all might recall the coffee break that we took earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's time for our tea break. And tea break is very much like the coffee break in that it gives you a long scroll of text which says something that I don't know what it is because I was not paying attention. John, did you read the tea break text?
Oh, I always read the tea break text. It's fantastic.
Uh-huh.
But I'm trying to find like a full list of the tea break text.
That's too bad if we cannot find it because listeners deserve to hear it.
I must have missed this. What a bummer.
It actually mentions Gigas, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think it kind of explains where you are plot wise. So
Yeah.
it's definitely good. So what's the name of that actor that I like to channel with this? The one who's gruff and he always has a mustache.
Oh, Sam Watterson.
No, Sam Watterson.
Sam Neill.
He's the one who's worried about robots.
Sam Elliott.
Yes. Like a great tapestry, vertical and horizontal threads have met and become intertwined, creating a huge, beautiful image. You may have cursed this never-ending journey. You have known injury and defeat, but you've struggled on to reach this place. Your inborn intelligence and courage have helped bring you here. You have believed in your friends, and, as a group, you have supported each other. Have you ever stopped to consider how much your power has grown? Now, you could fell enemies in Onett and Tucson with one blow. As you certainly know, you cannot turn back. Gygas, the arch-fiend of the universe, is growing frightened of you and your power. He is searching for ways to end your journey. From here, the challenge grows, and your adventure will take you beyond anything you've ever imagined. You are drawing near to Gygas. Remember, when you are suffering hardships, your enemy is also struggling. By the way, do you know where Pokey went? When this cup of tea is finished, your adventure will continue. Your destiny pulls you in the right direction. Believe in yourself and press forward. Ness, Paula, Jeff, Pooh, I wish you luck. Huh?
That
Oh.
was beautiful.
John, it's interesting that you chose Sam Elliott. Whenever these things come up, I always hear like Gwyneth Paltrow's Lord of the Rings elf voice.
Ooh, that's good too.
Gwyneth Paltrow
Yeah.
was not in Lord of the Rings, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, who was it?
Kate Blanchett, of course.
Oh, Kate
Gwyneth
Blanchett, that's right,
Paltrow,
sorry.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't even question that, and I feel bad. Matthew didn't question it. And he's the big Lotor.
He loves
Fan.
Lotor.
Yep.
He wears that Lotor pendant around his neck, and he speaks fluent Elvish.
It's the one from that Doctor Strange movie. I'll save you, hobbits, from...
John, did you say it's the one from the Doctor Strange movie?
Yeah, wasn't that who?
No, Kate
who-
Blanchett is not in Doctor Strange.
Tilda
Rachel
Swinton.
McAdams is.
Oh gosh, I always mix up Kate Blanchett and Tilda Swinton.
We get it. All skinny white women look the same to all of you.
Kinda.
Yes, kinda. So Tilda Swinton was in Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Kate Blanchett was in Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Yes.
Who was the wife who finds the gift from Alan Rickman and thinks it's for her, but it's for his secretary in that Christmas Love movie?
That is Emma Thompson.
Oh gosh, there's another one. Come on.
All right. Where are we, folks? Are we done?
We just had some. We're very close to being done, actually.
We are close.
Apple Kid.
Someone
Get the
asked
book.
about my name again.
Which name?
My name, Vanessa.
Your name's Vanessa.
Oh.
I'm Vanessa.
We know your name.
Oh yeah, they wanted to really be sure. I think it was it Tony that double checks that?
No,
Oh,
it's is it Tony? No,
no,
isn't it the
it's
Tenda?
when you get the yeah,
It's
in
the Tenda
village.
mayor.
Yeah, he really. This game seems obsessed with knowing our real name.
Yeah, clearly
Yeah.
it's gonna pull some nonsense at the end.
The person was like, Vanessa, Vanessa, Vanessa. Are you sure your name's Vanessa? Vanessa? I'm like, yes. God, calm down.
What is going to happen?
I assume they'll be like, and in the end, it turns out Gigas was Vanessa all along.
Now the when you get past Electro Spectre, I think a really neat. Okay, so I have a memory of this now. I totally forgotten. My friend Travis was obsessed with this game, and he made me come over to watch this scene. He got to this boss, defeated it, thought it was so cool. He reset the game, told me to come over and made me watch it, but I hadn't seen the rest of the game, so it didn't make any sense what was happening.
Oh, are you talking about like Lumen Hall? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
the Lumen Hall. It's pretty interesting. Jim, what happens?
So you enter the Lumen Hall, which is the 6th sanctuary.
7th.
This is the 7th sanctuary, excuse me. And it's like a big light bright cave. And you get to this big wall, and you see your thoughts like broadcast on the wall in the light bright lights.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it says though. It's just like him like thinking about his thoughts being on the wall.
Yeah. Well, at first he's just thinking about his friends and being worried about them. But then I think there's
one
a
thing
delay.
that's repeated over and over at the beginning, and I don't remember what it is. He says it like 3 or 4 times,
Do you remember, Vanessa?
but I don't remember.
No. I only remember the fobbies.
Oh yeah, the Favies are. So there's these enemies in this dungeon that are just these little red puffballs, and they are amazing.
And they're really easy to beat.
It's really neat because these words start scrolling on this billboard behind you, and at first it's Ness's thoughts, but then like he realizes that the billboard's showing his thoughts to everyone, and he's kind of freaked out by it. And
Y'all, if there
Oh
was...
wait, here it is, John. I found the text.
oh, cool.
Okay, it says, I'm gonna read it as Ness. So it says, I'm Ness. It's been a long road getting here. Soon I'll be. What will happen to us? What's happening? My thoughts are being written out on the wall. Or are they? They are.
Yeah. But it's a super slow scroll. It's a bit like if you've ever seen the McElroy TV show, where he had his resume on a one of those little screens that reads things. Do you remember that?
I saw the show, but I don't remember that.
He basically wears one of these like screens with scrolling text as a neck chain. And it prints out his resume, and it says he's young, dumb, and full of ... winky face. And Griffin's like acting out all the thoughts as that's one of the best things on television.
If there
Moving
was
on.
a billboard that scrolled your thoughts during the day, would you be fired from your job?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yes. Matt.
What? I was hey. I got lost.
Apparently, Matt's billboard would just be blank.
Yep. Friends, my billboard would be filled with end game spoilers. So all right, let's get through this though, because I like this next part even better. Lumine Hall's cool, but once you pass through it, you get to go to the Land of the Lost.
The Land of the Lost?
It's the Savage World. The Savage Land from Marvel Comics.
Uh-huh.
The camera really pulls back here, and your characters are like 2 pixels tall.
It's cool.
Does this happen in Chrono Trigger or something as
Yeah.
well? Yeah, I love this.
Well, this is kind of what the world map looks like in Chrono Trigger. a
That's
little bit.
right. That's right.
No.
So you get like these teeny tiny sprites of your party, and you see teeny tiny tendas that are like 2 dots high which is pretty great.
And there are
You,
giant dinosaurs stomping around, and they will rush you.
Yeah, they're pushovers, so that wasn't too bad. There's these geysers. If you stand on them, will heal you or get rid of any status ailments you have.
Yeah, that's cool.
It took me a while to figure out how they worked, because I was like trying to press A or check them while they were flowing, but you have to stand on where they are, and eventually you'll be lifted up by them and healed.
There are a couple of pens or walled villages. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be. That are little tenda villages, and they're cute. And you go talk to them. These ones are not shy, and I think they tell you that they split off from the tendas above as well.
Yeah, because they were too shy. Mm-hmm. What I liked is the village considers everything outside of the village a cage, and you're outside of the cage when you're in the village, even though really they're the ones in the cage.
Ooh,
you ever think about that?
That's profound.
Do you own your possessions, or do your possessions own you?
Oh
man.
I own my possessions because my possessions do not have conscious thought.
Are you
and therefore cannot own me?
Or are you traffic?
Whoa.
This episode brought to you by Chuck Palahniuk.
Yeah. So, you can walk around the land of the lost for a while, fight some dinosaurs. There's the sea pendant, which I recommend getting because that protects you from almost every status ailment.
Oh, I just got it and put it on.
I wish I would have known that, or I would have given it to my characters at the beginning of the game through the powers of Andros.
Jeez.
Andraste.
And everyone tells you to go look at the final sanctuary there, the Fire Spirit Cave or whatever it's called.
Fire Spring.
That's the one. But on the way, did you find a cave that was just weird and had weird music, but there's nothing you could do in there?
I don't think so.
I got there.
I didn't know what was going on in there. I did, but I didn't understand it.
I'm sure it'll make sense eventually.
Oh, you know something we didn't... this will take 30 seconds. One thing we didn't mention in the last episode that I really liked is Dungeon Man made his own music. And he's like, do you like this music? I made it myself. And it's just weird, dissonant screeches.
Dungeon Man's music is beyond our understanding. We are not at a high enough plane of existence to understand Dungeon Man.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, he has progressed beyond humanity. He has moved on to the third age of mankind, which is being a dungeon.
That's right.
Yeah.
When you think about it, aren't we all the dungeon and the real freedom is on the outside?
Whoa. So Fire Spring, remember I said on the Scratch and Sniff there was a dog on fire?
I remember.
That's this dog.
Oh, what's he smell like?
I don't know.
Burnt hair?
Burnt hair? You fight the dog on fire who eventually gets diamondized.
His name is
turns
Carbon
into a
Wolf.
Diamond dog.
Carbon Dog.
Wolf.
That's a neat name,
Dog.
Carbon Dog.
Uh-huh,
I liked it.
And Carbon Dog becomes Diamond Dog.
The diamond dogs are vultures and they something. That's all I know about diamond dogs.
I know that's what the guy called his girls in Moulin Rouge.
I thought that was his name for the customers.
Oh, I thought it was for the performers.
It's a David Bowie song.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a
It's
David Bowie
reference
song.
to David Bowie. And once you defeat Diamond Dog,
Because I'm a spider from Mars!
things get a little trippy. We go inside. Now that Ness has found all 8 my sanctuaries, it brings you to a screen and plays a song that sort of plays all the tunes at once. Is that what happens? It's more harmonious than the individual's tunes.
Yeah, it's like a group of individual musicians has become a symphony.
Uh-huh. And this symphony takes you inside your own mind.
Ooh, that's a bittersweet symphony.
Do, 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 do. That's the bittersweet symphony that is life.
Well, it's a bittersweet symphony
And with that,
that's life.
Jim, we're done.
We did it.
We're done. That's it.
We got to
me
Magicant.
your slave to
Magicant.
money, then
Vanessa
you die.
wants to make it a Magicant. But I
no
think it's a
Jack and
Magicant.
Jane, Jack and Jane, Jack and
I
Jane, but I'm
think
here.
that it's time
in
for
my
John's
mold.
bullshit
I am here
minigame
in my
corner.
mold, and I'm a million
Whoa,
different people
there's a mini
from
Vanessa.
one day.
Vanessa,
What?
there's a mini game.
What?
Did you get the pig snout back in? I think that was in Scaraba.
Oh no, and I regretted it too because I had seen the pig snout and I'm like, I should buy that. That's clearly for something. And then there was this monkey and it was like, I wish I had a piggy nose. Oh, I felt really bad for it.
Did you give him the pig snout?
Well, I didn't have it, and I didn't know that I could teleport without running, getting my speed up, and so I didn't do it.
Oh. So, pig snout is in the deep darkness. You can use the pig snout to find magic truffles, which are like good magic healy status recovery items. And I think they're the best in the game, and there's several of them. I didn't find one because it's like Chocobo Hot and Cold, except really hard, and I didn't know what to... Chocobo, sorry. Chocobo Hot and Cold, except it's really hard, and I didn't know how to do it. So I failed this minigame. I failed it. I tried it for about 20 minutes and then got frustrated.
That's terrible.
Like, you use the picks, and I was like, well, there's one around you. There's one really close. And it's no, couldn't find it. Yeah.
Sounds frustrating.
I like Chocobo Hot and Cold better.
I do
When
too.
we were kids and didn't have voice acting in games, my family thought it was Chocobo.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's all. That's why I call them Chocobos. But I try not to because
I used to
I'd
do
be
the same
derided.
thing, actually. I always thought they were
Called-
Cocobos.
A fake gamer boy.
That's it.
think
Where are we
that-
playing to next time, friends?
The end
We're
of the
playing
game.
from Magicant to the end of the game.
Oh boy, does this mean we get to reveal our shocking next game?
Yes.
Should
get
we-
Potentially
ready.
controversial
Should we
pick for
do
next
our
game.
squarely against for it? No, I guess people have waited long enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
Potentially controversial.
Who's gonna say it?
Who's got
yeah,
the
man,
braveness?
the anticipation is killing me.
Should we all say it at one time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Legend of Zelda.
Ocarina
of
Time. Now, you might say, hey, that's not an RPG. And we'll say, shut your goddamn mouth.
Yeah, you don't know
Yeah, we'll say.
our lives.
You're not our dad.
You're not our dad. You don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got swords and things. Isn't that what an RPG is all about?
You definitely raise your hit
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
You raise
It's
your
true.
stats.
You get
Yeah.
new items and equipment. I've
Talk to people. You play a role.
I've never got past the furthest I got was when you go inside a fish. That's
Jabu
as far as I got.
jabu.
Yeah, that's as far as I got in that game. So I'm gonna get the 3DS version. But you can also play this on Virtual Console on the Wii U.
I'm not sure that I've ever played a Zelda game to completion, and I certainly haven't played one since
Please stop saying to completion.
the Super
I've never
Nintendo
played a
game.
Zelda game to climax either.
I also have never finished a Zelda game.
I have finished
Wow.
like all of them.
To completion. Have you finished Skyward Sword?
No, that's a good point. Actually, there's a few I haven't finished. I never finished Minish Cap. I didn't finish Skyward Sword. I have not finished Majora's Mask, which is
Oracle of Ages? Oracle of
Yes, I did
Seasons?
those for sure, as well as Link's Awakening and Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Breath of the Wild. Yeah,
Zelda
Breath
2?
of the Wild. Yeah, Breath of the Wild. No, I
Did
could
you
never
Zelda
beat
2?
Zelda 2. That game's too hard. I couldn't even beat it as an adult using an emulator and save scumming the hell out of it. That game, I think, might be impossible.
I've seen people finish it.
I don't know how.
I'm pretty sure my friend Travis that I talk about a lot when we talk about old Nintendo games finished it.
So that's it. That's our next game. Listeners, we hope that you're excited. It's going to be a little off the beaten path for us, but we thought we'd mix it up, and we've always said we wanted to do a Zelda. And this seems like a good one. We've all got the consoles for it now, thanks to the patrons. So, that's something to think about, huh? In fact, we should probably talk about that, but not before we talk about what we are squarely against.
Oh, Vanessa, what are you squarely against, bud?
Well, I'm squarely against these things where you can get a special loot, but only by a random drop, and it takes forever and ever and ever, and just adds more hours to the game without any quality content. If you want to give me a special sword or something, hide it in a Denki dungeon, and I'll go get it. But don't make me just randomly hope that it appears. I hate it. That's what I'm squarely against.
Fair enough.
I am roundly for going to a dungeon and just not even knowing there's a special sword and then just getting it.
Oh, fuck you, John.
That's what's called being a white man.
Oh, it is.
Gross.
I'm roundly for... There's an enemy in the Fire Spring that is incredible, and it is the Major Psychic Psycho, which is a man in a flaming business suit who looks like he has a pot on his head. Amazing. Probably one of my favorite enemy designs ever.
Did we even talk about the dinosaurs?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they're there. There's the Chunkosaur.
Well, I got
and
good
the
news for you.
Wetasaur.
I am roundly for the Lost World and all them big dinos. I loved that stuff. That was right up my alley. I had a blast. Zipping
I like
around.
that the parrots were phones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did like that you go like super, super small, like a little ant, and the dinosaur is so big. That was cute. But I'm scared of dinosaurs, so that was scary.
They're cute, though. They're like Tessie.
Yeah, they're cute dinosaurs, and that makes it less scary.
All right. Now to move on to the Patreon name reading portion of the podcast, which is a perk of our patrons if they decide to donate to the podcast. If you would like your name read on the podcast, as well as a litany of other sweet things, like the ability to vote for games, you can listen to our cool bonus episodes. That's all available if you're a patron. Oh, by the way, and you can become a patron at patreon.com/SquareRootsPodcast. So let me kick us off here. Ross Disney, Crystal Thamrin, Owen Marble, Robert T, Brody Toy, Megan Sullivan, PJ Enns, Miguel Torres, Jerry Abesimus.
Where? I can't even see it. Jerry. Oh yeah, Abesimus. That
Okay.
sounds good. We said Abe
G.
Samus
Bailey.
before.
G. Bailey, Sheev Did Nothing Wrong, Julia Zanella, Benjamin Avner, Julian Titus, Dr. Steve Stone, Florian Jonas Kramer, Vanessa's fourth mom, Brian Pitt, Vanessa's mom, Huxley Iguana, Mishy Draws, Robert M. Pollum, the official Vanessa's mom meticulous mandatory ministrant Miss Sund.
They ran out of space.
Yeah. Rusty Kamada, Metal Max Returns is great. D. Jethro, Jake Fuzzy Pickles Dickerson, who plays dead, Ashley T, Tyler Petty, Ward Childress, Will Find True Love With, Sean Walsh,
Oh, that's nice.
Gregory, Jonathan Ellsworth, Lost a Battle of Wits 2, Ross Hartley, Bree Girth, Tracy Tanoff, George Armbruster, Brian Stone, Andrew Granieri, Zachary Davis, Wonder Swan, Kevin Mosser, Wendell Thaddeus Folsom Vaughn, Freaky Weird the 13th, Devin Sloan, Fine, Say Everyone's Name, At Least It Annoys Matt, and T. Bumpkins.
Also, Eric Garvey, Nathan Poirot, Persona, Aaron Bachman, David Shook, Stephen Kroc, Label Sack, Chris Penyak, Tom, Kyle, Bring Back Sierra Roots, Justin Ham, Stu Skeel, Pad Kid, Poured Curd Pulled Cod, Jonathan Lee, Sean Gonzalez, Brady A. Berman, Mary, Queen of Scoffs, Justin Benoit.
Jason! Hey, Matt. Hope you're doing well. How is Florida? I miss Publix. Ron.
I love Publix, Ron, and you should have some.
Cameron Show, Andy Best. Please, dear God, donate. Bring back Sierra Roots.
I think he was originally saying don't, but apostrophes screw up in Patreon. So I like please, dear God, donate. Bring back Square Roots.
Yeah, he
Yes.
needs to escape those
It was
characters.
the Patreon list. Ron, I'm good, thank you. And Florida is sunny and warm, and Publix is still the best. John, Vanessa, and Jim, have you ever had a Publix sub?
No.
I have, but I don't think I got the right one because it wasn't all that.
It also depends. They got to be made right, kind of. Like, I'd say about half and half. About half the time, they're just kind of meh.
I have to go, so let's wrap this up.
My
Okay,
personal
okay.
favorite is the okay.
Patrick
John.
W. Bears, Randy Pierce, Jameson, Race Jenkins, Bobby Midkiff. Does anyone else remember Dunkaroos?
I
Jared
do.
Collins
Me
is the
too.
best. You're tearing me apart, Samu Mitchell. Cyril the Wolf, Vanessa's mom, John Kissick, James Hostetler, James Plett.
Here comes the Hostetler murderer.
All right, everybody, that's it for this episode of Square Roots. Like we said earlier, next episode we're playing from Magicant to the end of the game. If you would like a letter read on the podcast that is not an inappropriately timed spoiler, you can send us an email. Our email address is squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. Come see us on our Facebook group, the Square Roots Podcast Group, for smart, cool, very attractive people, or you can tweet at us. We are at Square Roots Pod.
Thanks go to Extra Lives for their ska cover of Battle Against a Mobile Opponent. Check Extra Lives out at youtube.com/Extra Lives Music. Also, big thanks to Stephen Morris for his cover of Summers. This and a ton of other VGM covers are available on Stephen Morris's Spotify, iTunes, and more. Links for both are in the show notes. Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. Jim?
All right.
All right, guys. That's it. For Square Roots, I'm Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Van Zant.
I'm John Brandon.
And I'm Vanessa.
Bye.
Bye.
We'll miss you.